Hello, my name is Tejas, and today I want to share with you a project that took me a month and a half to build. That is a project that I would say is my latest and greatest, and it's a project that for the first time ever, I truly feel can actually help solve a problem. So, what is that project? You may be wondering. Okay, one second. Sorry, a lot of messages coming on me. The Zoom part, especially. Yeah. So as I was saying. So today I want to share with you the project I built called the Diabetes Risk Predictor. So to start off with, let's first start by understanding what diabetes is. Okay. So this is what I've understood, especially after reading a lot of documents, is that first and foremost, diabetes is a disease without a cure. Meaning once you get it, there's no way out of it. It's a disease that can seriously affect one's ability to effectively regulate the blood sugar, or you'd say glucose levels in the body. And because of this, it can drastically reduce your life quality to your and life expectancy. So how does that happen actually? Well, you see, imagine that we are eating our food, right? And we eat, we munch, our stomach digests it. After that, after it's been digested, our body releases it into the bloodstream as glucose slash sugar, right? And when this happens, your body also gives a signal to the pancreas to create something called insulin. And insulin is what enables our cells in our body to use that sugar, whatever we have, as energy for the body. So then diabetes is usually generally characterized by either your body not being able to make enough insulin or not being able to use the insulin that's created um, effectively as needed. And because of this, what generally happens with diabetic people are they have a lot of remaining sugar in their bloodstream, and this in turn can lead to complications like heart disease, vision loss, limb amputations, kidney diseases, and many more. Another part to this diabetes is called prediabetes, as it's written here. Now, prediabetes, though similar to diabetes, should not be considered as one. Instead, I like to think of it as a stage before diabetes. So prediabetes is where, so, okay. So as I said before, diabetes is where your blood sugar levels are become very high because your body is not able to use the insulin it has. But prediabetes is where, although the blood sugar levels in your body is high, it's not high enough to be considered as a diabetes. And therefore, what happens is prediabetes is mostly unnoticed by the body until it becomes type diabetes. So you may be wondering why these two like important. I see a lot of confused faces if I'm not wrong. But yeah, the reason why this is important, and these are really scary facts for me especially. More than 37 million people in the United States have diabetes, and 1 in 5 of them don't know it. 96 million US adults, or over a third, have prediabetes, and more than 8 in 10 of them don't know they have it. Moreover, diabetes is the seventh leading cause of death in the United States and maybe a tad bit underreported. And uncontrolled diabetes can affect every aspect of your life, from dental health, digestive health, skin health, vision, and more. You see, diabetes is a significant risk factor also for stuff like heart disease and stroke, because diabetes also increases the blood cholesterol levels, and this cholesterol can build up in your blood vessels, and which makes it difficult for blood to flow easily. So now the truth is, even after hearing all this, the surprising fact is, first and foremost, diabetes can be managed and pre-diabetes can be stopped if caught early and treated with relatively simple measures. Measures such as losing weight, cutting back on daily calories, and staying physically active have been proven to actually stop pre-diabetes from becoming diabetes, or, or even stop pre-diabetes entirely. So, like drastically reducing our life quality. Especially, I myself have an uncle who has diabetes type 2, and I see him whenever we have family gatherings. He really finds it hard because he can't really eat the food he likes, especially when it comes to sweets and stuff. So then, what is my solution to this problem? Well, as you heard, it is the diabetes risk predictor. And you see, the problem I found was people are unaware they have diabetes, slash people are unaware they have pre-diabetes. Because of this, slow. By the time they realize they have a disease like this, it becomes too late. Whereas either the pre-diabetes becomes type 2 diabetes, or it's like very soon to become a proper diabetes. That's why I built this app. The idea is simple. You go to an application where at first you reach a homepage that tells you what the app is about. Moving on, it takes you to a questionnaire where you, after answering a few details, it tells inputs relevant to diabetes. After you submit those inputs, it then gives you the result of the questionnaire. Now, what is in the result that's so powerful in helping this diabetes? Well, first and foremost, I've used machine learning here such that it can predict whether or not you have diabetes, pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. And moreover, it also will tell you how much your risk is of getting diabetes and your risk is of getting pre-diabetes. This way, by the time you get, you can like stay safe from it. In the sense, you can start making those lifestyle changes. You can start taking care of your body a bit more. You know, because once, as they say, prevention is better than cure, and I would say in this case, it definitely is so. So moving forward, yeah, the diabetes risk predictor. That is my solution, an app that can help those millions of unaware people stay safe from diabetes. So now I've told you about my project. Let's start by going through my project. Am I right? So start off with, I'm going to start by first explaining the different parts of my project and how they all work. After which I'm going to ask you to test the app, which is actually live right now. You can open it. And then after that, I'll show you the current problems with the app, what I done better, what are my accomplishments from this, and any questions you guys have, especially because this is a 10-minute presentation. I need to like skip over a few things. So if you guys have any questions that I missed out, please do ask it that time. So let's begin. So to explain my project, I've divided it into three sections as seen by this image. The first foremost section is the machine learning part. I would say the most ear-catching part to this project. The second part of this project is, I would say, the main brains of the operation slash basically how I'm actually helping users use my application. If that makes sense. I'll explain that more over when I'm explaining detailing. But then after the third final part is the front end that makes it easy for you guys to easily use my app. So start with the can you guys hear me? Excuse me, can you hear me?
You broke up a little bit, but now we can hear you.
Sorry.
Go ahead and keep going. No worries. Thank you for checking in.
Yeah. So machine learning models. So start off with, in my project, my goal for my learning model is that it can predict whether or not to be in such a way where it is very accurate and powerful, so you can trust it almost in that sense, right? And to accomplish this, I have two to dos on my list. One, to find a very good and suitable data set, and two, to actually find the best possible model for this application. Because you see, what I mean by model is there are multiple different ways I can create a machine learning algorithm, but each one works in its own different ways. So I want to try finding the best. It's kind of like you have multiple different ways of doing something, but you want to try find the best and most suitable way, right? That's what I'm trying to do. So after a bit of research, I've come to find out that the best data set I could use for this project was in fact this diabetes health indicator data set. This is a data set I got from a website called Kaggle, and it's made by Alex Dibol, and it has a lot of data, especially on diabetes, especially when it comes to like the data features I needed, and moreover like that, it has everything that's needed for me to train a model such that I can predict diabetes or not. For the model or slash the final model I used in this project it's called the diabetes sorry it's called the random forest classifier. This is the best model I found out of like multiple different models I could use, and therefore I've stuck with this. And the highest accuracy I got from this, especially when I was testing it, like the testing phase, and that was around 78%. but that's because it was very little data, especially because I was using like 78,000 rows of data only. In fact, by the end of this, when I trained the final model, it had around 5 lakh rows of data. So I'm pretty confident in saying that this is a very powerful model, in fact. So moving on. Now, what is this fast API microservices? What I've written here. So ignore what is written here. That's mostly tech stuff. But to give it to you plainly, I've basically created a user interface for people to use my machine learning model on the web. So instead of having, for me to actually host my machine learning model such that you guys can use it, I use something called Fast API, which lets me create a sort of user interface on the web application on Google, such that you guys can easily and effectively use my application and effectively use my model. One advantage of this is that if you're a developer like me, even if you're creating a web app and needs to predict for diabetes, you can also use whatever you can also consult my model and get results from this model. I hope that made sense. If that did, yeah. But okay, now the last part of this project is the front end, and I would say this is my favorite part because this is where all the UI comes, and this is what lets you guys use my app without knowing anything at the back end. So to start off with, my front end is created with Next.js because one, it's very easy for me to use. It uses different libraries that I've already worked with personally, and also those what you call it, this multiple pages is very easy for me to use using Next.js. And if you're wondering what Next.js is, it's just a think of it like a library of tools that I can use to create a project. Which so yeah, that's my front end, and I believe you guys now know enough to actually try my application. I hope you all like it though. It was finished just 1 week back on, not kidding, just this Monday. That was the final testing phase. But okay, so I'll just share this link. 1 second. Oh shoot, sorry. Okay, there. So I'll just share this link with you all. Give me a second. I would like everyone to try actually if possible, but I'll also open the app and show you what happens. So is the app opening? It's the first question I should ask really. Or did you get the link? Okay, is the animations playing? Is the thing showing? Is it like understandable at least to the very least? I tried my best. Sorry. But okay, I'm guessing most of you have seen it or at least have gotten it. But and you're seeing my screen anyway. So this is the actual application that I built. That took me a month and a half to build, and yeah, that's majorly it. So to start off with, yeah, the app is pretty much self-explanatory in the sense, this is a small app that can read whether or not you have diabetes or not, or you're at risk of getting diabetes in the future. So how to actually use this app? You just click on the start questionnaire button, and this is the second part of the process that I said, the questionnaire. And yeah, here you actually have to just input whatever your whatever is, oh my God, whatever is there for you, what do you know about the things, and yeah, it will work properly in the sense after I click, like for example, I'll write my information. How old are you? I'm 14. I'm male. My education level, I'm still 9 to 11. um I use my dad's income level mostly for the income level. You may be wondering why income level, and that in all honesty, I'm not entirely sure. But the truth is, what I've understood from income level is it's sort of like how much of social class I'm guessing, but not entirely sure exactly. But and don't worry, I'm not saving any of this data, so you don't need to worry about none of those stuff. But yeah, so moving forward, on your scale, I'll put this. I have 10, 5. So if you like enter all this information, I realize I'm running out of time. Shoot. But yeah, by the end of it, I'm like 1.3. Have you had a stroke? No, this. By the end of it, once you've clicked and submit results, I'll just do it very quickly because I see the next person has already come. It starts by first fetching the results. Oh shit, I hope this works. It's working. It's happening. But the idea that this starts, it goes to this link that I have where I've saved the API, and from there it's actually able to get the results. So yeah, why is it not coming though? Okay, I see the problem. Okay, to say be honest, there's my server is down is the problem. I'll get to this why it's happening, and this is like serious problem with my app actually, and yeah, I'll be issuing it next only, especially when it comes to the issues. So what is the problem with sorry? What is the problem with my app as of now? The reason why it wasn't working for you guys? Well, the main issue is the hosting. I cannot host this app as it is very easily per se. You see, if I'm to host my application, I need it such a way where my major thing is I don't have money in that sense, but in the sense I don't want to use money to actually host my application. Is what I'm saying, right? So because of that, I have some restrictions whenever I'm trying to host an app. Like for example, I can't have too big file size and that stuff, and this gives me a problem especially when it comes to stuff like saving my model, mainly because you see my machine learning model is huge in the sense it's a 1 gigabyte file size, so it's not easy for me to save it and host it around. In all honesty, I can run this app very easily from my home, but getting it to work for you, I've had to use stuff like ngrok and more. So what could I have done better in this project? Well, first and foremost, I should have tested it again to see if it was working before I showed it to you guys. I'm sorry I didn't do it. In the sense, I thought it was, especially when I tried it, it was working, but I see that didn't work. But okay, what I could do first and foremost is learn more on diabetes. After which I could one thing I wanted to really do in this project was find and add more data from around the world. Is that this data is taken especially singularly from the United States, and because of that, it's not that applicable to many people, and it is applicable, especially since we're all human, we're not different. But at the same time, maybe I've seen that some places where races also take part. So if I would like to try and look at more data, try and find more data from different places around the world. Another thing I could do is try other machine learning techniques so as to see if it makes the model better. But otherwise, yeah. And the final thing would be to fix the hosting, mainly because, of course, I still can't host file size bigger than 1 gigabyte. So that's my main problem. Otherwise, yeah. Thanks. You guys have any questions? You can message me at. I would say I guess I'm pretty late, so I'm not sure if you guys can ask me the questions. Sorry about that, but yeah.
Great job. What a neat app it looks like. I could use that. And I love when you talk about prevention and different things like that. So we have to move on to our next presenter, but thank you so much for being here with us today. We appreciate you, and best of luck with your ventures. Hope to see you on Gift again.